What's up, everyone, and welcome to another daily episode where we're going to talk about Twilio being hacked through an SMS phishing attack. If you don't learn anything else from this episode, you just might learn where to focus more attention to protect yourself and others from this threat.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Cloud communications company Twilio says some of its customers' data was accessed by attackers who breached internal systems after stealing employee credentials in an SMS phishing attack. According to Twilio, on August 4th, 2022, Twilio became aware of unauthorized access to information related to a limited number of Twilio customer accounts through a sophisticated social engineering attack designed to steal employee credentials. I say limited number, which kind of sounds weird. Technically, it could be anywhere from 1 to all customers. All customers is still a limited number, right? Anyway, the attackers then used the stolen credentials to gain access to some of our internal systems where they were able to access certain customer data. The company also revealed the attackers gained access to its systems after tricking and stealing credentials from multiple employees targeted in the phishing incident. So all this time, I've been raising alarm bells about phishing attacks in tons of episodes and explaining what not to do. I even made a little public service announcement video, which you can see somewhere up here. I guess employees at Twilio didn't see that or watch any of my episodes like you guys do. You guys are wicked smart for watching my videos. So to trick employees, the attackers impersonated Twilio's IT department, asking them to click URLs containing Twilio, Okta, and SSO keywords that would redirect them to a Twilio sign-in page clone. So I know in my company, we don't SMS, or I don't SMS any employee telling them to do anything. Everything is done through a channel. It is documented, it is protocoled, and it has a specific process that everybody is aware of. So if you get a text message from somebody who's claiming to be in your IT department, the first thing you do is check the processes in place, how your IT department will be contacting you, and if you have questions or you think, hey, this doesn't seem right, you contact them directly through a respectable channel, whether it's Teams or Slack or whatever your process entails. The SMS phishing messages baited Twilio's employees into clicking the embedded links by warning them that their passwords had expired or were scheduled to be changed. I mean, obviously, if it says your password has been expired, you could just check that yourself. You don't have to do it through your phone. You just go to your computer, or you're sitting at your computer most likely if you're working at Twilio, and then you just check it through your laptop. You don't have to do it through your phone. Twilio's EMEA Communications Director, Catherine James, declined to provide more information when asked how many employees had their accounts compromised in the phishing attack and how many customers were affected by the breach, saying the company has no additional comment to provide at this time beyond what is posted in the blog. So Catherine is not giving us any details about whether any maybe source code has been affected or any other info related to possible auth key stolen from customers or certificates or any other info about maybe used in further attacks against the Twilio service that could affect customers or attacks against those customers, like what information they might have, what you should look out for if you happen to be a Twilio customer. If I use Twilio in any of my projects, I'd feel safe right now, right? Not. The text messages originated from U.S. carrier networks. We worked with the U.S. carriers to shut down the actors and worked with the hosting providers serving the malicious URLs to shut those accounts down too, Twilio added. Well, it's a little bit late now because you've already been affected. But yeah, great for you stopping any other companies from being affected. Good job. We have heard from other companies that they too were subject to similar attacks and have coordinated our response to the threat actors. So it's like, I'm not the only one. Including collaborating with carriers to stop the malicious messages, as well as their registrars and hosting providers to shut down the malicious URLs. Despite this response, though, the threat actors have continued to rotate their carriers and hosting providers to resume their attacks. So, yeah, you're slowing them down, but you're not stopping them. The company has not yet identified the attackers, but it's working with law enforcement as part of an ongoing investigation. Twilio revoked the employee accounts compromised during the attack to block the attacker's access to its systems and has started notifying customers affected by this incident. As the threat actors were able to access a limited number of accounts data, we have been notifying the affected customers on an individual basis with the details Twilio also revealed, which sounds like there's like 10, but who knows if it's really 10 or a lot more. The company also disclosed in May 2021 Then it was impacted by last year's Code Cove supply chain attack, where threat actors modified the legitimate Code Cove bash upload tool to steal credentials, secret keys, and user tokens from Code Cove customers. Now, I did an episode about the Code Cove, and what we found out back then, if you remember, was the first thing you do when you install a piece of software or when you update or upgrade a piece of software is you check the hash. If it doesn't match, you don't do the install. It looks like Twilio didn't do that back in May 2021, so there's another point where they could improve. Maybe if they watched my episode back then, they would have, figured it out, but whatever. With more than 5,000 employees in 26 offices in 17 countries, Twilio provides programmable voice, text, chat, video, and email APIs used by over 10 million developers and 150,000 businesses to build customer engagement platforms. So now we know that the possible upper limit of this limited affected users is 10,150,000 people or customers. Twilio also acquired Authy in February 2015, a popular two-factor authentication provider for end users, developers, and enterprises with millions of users worldwide. So who knows? They said multiple employees. If you remember a couple slides back, multiple employees were affected. Who knows where within the organization those employees were located? Like what reach those employees had in terms of internal networks or Twilio services, source code, whatever. Like who knows what access those employees had and what the attackers were able to access and get information from. And that's the news. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you have not already, and smash the bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.